welcome back. Now, our next guest was facing into the new year without any firm plans as to what he was going to do in his career. That was until he received an unexpected phone call on the 2nd of January.
Ruairí McKiernan is a community and youth campaigner who founded Spunout, the advocacy group for young people. And he joins us now. Ruairí, you're very welcome to the programme, and congratulations on this phone call you received from the President. We'll find out why he made this phone call to you, because we need to find out more about Spunout. How did that come about?
Basically, I suppose I'm from County Cavan, and I spent a few years abroad in Scotland studying. I got a degree in business. Soon afterwards realised that the corporate world wasn't particularly for me, and got involved in volunteering and campaigning and community work, and came back to Ireland, worked with the Health Board in the Northwest, and got very passionate about youth issues and the fact that quite often young people in Ireland are underrepresented or neglected when it comes to services or media portrayal and things like that. So I suppose after a while with the Health Board, I figured it was time to do something. I was growing frustrated with the slow pace of change, and I decided to take a risk and set up an organisation, and originally set it up from my bedroom, and was soon after joined by some friends in Donegal at the time, Keith Corcoran and Anna Lally. And so from there it was a kind of a DIY enterprise, and we eventually rented an office. The office, we launched a website, and we won awards, and then we brought in funding, and over time it grew to become a national organisation, and has currently got a new headquarters in Temple Bar. So it's designed to provide information, support and opportunities for young people throughout Ireland.
Yeah, originally when you set up Spunout, it was to deal with mental health issues.
That was one
teenagers.
of the big issues, and still is one of the big issues. And I suppose our view of health was always that we take a holistic view of people, that your mental health is obviously one of the fundamentals of good health and well-being, but also your social health, what kind of environment you're living in, are you participating in the community, do you have a job, are you unemployed, are you in education, so it's trying to look at the full person and their role in the community, and that's why we would have promoted active citizenship and social activism and things like that a lot as well.
So you were doing that for the past number of years, but you decided recently to step back from it and look for a new career. And unexpectedly you got a phone call a couple of days ago from President Hggins. And what did he say to you on the phone?
Well, I suppose, it was 8 years in the organisation. I felt it was time for a change and bring in new leadership, so I decided to face the unknown really, and gave up my job and handed it over the reins, and went into 2012. I didn't really have time to figure out what was next. I just knew that something would come around the corner, so I only had a moment to breathe over Christmas, and then on the 2nd of January I got a call from the President's assistant, and he asked me could I take a call from the President. I said of course I can. I wasn't going to say I was too busy or something, and I asked him about Christmas and said Happy New Year and all that kind of stuff, and asked him about his knee operation, because people would be familiar with the campaign that he had a wounded knee, and so I asked him about that, and he said, I'm not going to beat around the bush, you're familiar with the Council of State. I said I am. It's an advisory group to the President on constitutional issues, and I knew that he could appoint 7 people, but never imagined that I would be one of them. So I was sort of a deep breath moment, and he asked me would I like to join it, and I just jumped at the opportunity, and I said I would be honoured, which I am honoured, and I would have a lot of respect for our particular President at the moment. I think Ireland is in a particularly difficult crossroads, and we need new vision and different ways of thinking and different ways of looking at the world, and I think we've got a good President for that.
He's a very creative thinker.
He's a creative thinker, and he's been around the block, so he knows a few tricks about the world and the workings of the world.
But on his journey around the block, he actually showed up to listen to one of your talks.
He did indeed, I bumped into him 2 or 3 times over the last year. I was involved in bringing the Dalai Lama to Ireland with a couple other organisations last year, and
that must have been fun.
That was a massive opportunity, and to meet the Dalai Lama, but to be involved in bringing 2,000 people together in City West to look at how can we make a difference for Ireland, and we'd Mary Robinson and a bunch of youth activists and different people. So Michael D. Hggins took a big interest in that, and he gave me a phone call about it, and we got chatting. He donated one of his poems to our publication, and later on then I was speaking at the McGill Summer School on youth and social issues, and he showed up to my talk. And later that evening he was speaking as part of a presidential debate, and I challenged him and I challenged the others as to what were they going to do for younger people in relation to unemployment and emigration and things like that. And I wasn't entirely satisfied with all the answers, and I let them know as such. And afterwards Michael D. Hggins came up to me and thanked me, and got chatting to him, and I found him a very warm man, very personable, and just a nice guy, I suppose.
And are you Labour?
You made an impression.
Am I in Labour?
Yeah, are you political at all?
No, I'm not. I never got inspired by any particular political party, nor the political system. I think it's way too constrained, and I think there's too many obstacles to creating change. I'm not disrespecting anybody that does join a party or gets involved. I think it's valid, but I suppose I'm a bit of a free spirit, and I like to operate in the community. I believe that change comes from below up rather than top down, and I like to be involved in joining forces with other people to make a difference.
You really do believe in people power, but from the way you've lived your life and the people you've tried to focus on in the last 10 years or so, you believe in young people power.
I believe in all people power, yeah, and particularly young and old combined. Older people are often forgotten about as well in Ireland. We live in quite a consumer-orientated society where maybe the 35 to 55 has more spending power, and therefore there's more emphasis on that age group. But I think a lot of older people, a lot of younger people are pushed to the fringes, but really it's not about any one particular group. It's trying to bring people together. But we do have one of the biggest populations of young people in Europe, and they're leaving the country en masse in emigration to benefit countries like Australia and Canada. And I do think emigration and travel can bring its benefits in exploration and so on, but Ireland really needs its fresh thinking and fresh energy. I think the old ways have really failed us, and it's really time to invest in younger people and to get them around the table. And I suppose
well, you're going to have that voice now at the Council of State.
Yeah, I'm not pretending that I'm too young either, you know.
Yeah, well,
I'm pushing
34,
yeah,
you
but there's a few grey hairs kicking in. Well, more than a few.
Come here, are you going to get paid for this, or what's the story?
No, it's not a full-time job or anything like that, unless a crisis emerged, which the times we're living in is quite possible, but it's mainly if a constitutional issue or a piece of legislation comes before the President, he will consult with the Council of State, which, by the way, he has 7 nominees, but others ex-Taoiseach like Albert Reynolds and Bertie Ahern and Brian Cowan and ex-presidents sit on it as well. So it's going to be quite an interesting meeting, and I won't be shy about putting my views forward, but I'm also keen to listen to people. And I don't pretend to represent all young people, for instance, because everybody has a different view, but I'll be certainly keeping my ear to the ground.
Well, you're heading towards the Áras when you're finished here. You have to be there about lunchtime early afternoon.
Yeah, I have to put on a bit of a suit, and get suited and booted, yeah. And
you'll meet the your other council members.
Yeah.
Who are all bigwigs, I imagine? Or?
Well, they're a representative group a lot of them are from academia and the law profession and human rights lawyer and so on. And I suppose they bring a lot of intellectual weight to the table, and I think there's a good bit of diversity in the nominees that he's chosen. So it's going to be quite interesting and a good challenge. And I think we live in difficult, challenging times, but I'm also very optimistic for the future of Ireland. I think it's all to play for if we can believe in it and get stuck in whatever way we can.
Okay, well, I know that Michael Farrell from FLAC is another member of the Council of State. He's been a guest with us on the morning show various times over the last couple of years. So we congratulate him and we congratulate you.
Thank you very much.
And best of luck with it.
Thank you.
Thank you. And I hope you have interesting meetings over the coming years.
I'm sure they'll be very interesting.
And put forward all the the thoughts of young people and middle-aged people as well.
Yeah.
Going forward. Congratulations and well done, Ruairí.
Thank you very much.
Now, don't forget, if you've missed any of the programme, you can catch it online, tv3.ie/3player.
That's us for today. Coming up on tomorrow's programme, fighting for their rights. 3 employees of the lingerie chain Licenza will be telling us why they feel their only option is to stay just sit in order to get the wages and overtime that is owed to them.
But for now, the Midday Girls are up next. We'll see you back here tomorrow at 11. But for the moment, we're going to leave you with another Make Me Famous video. This is a group called That's What She Said, and their charity single and aid of aware called Turn to Me. It's available on iTunes with proceeds going to the charity. Have a look, enjoy, and have a great day. Bye-bye.
Sitting on the sidelines or on the fence, cribbing and moaning is a lost opportunity. In fact, I don't know how people who engage in that don't commit suicide.
When tidal waves crash down around you, when buildings fall, don't be afraid. When all your dreams, it seems, will not come true, remember the promise that we made. You won't be on your own, you'll never be alone. When the sun stops burning and you can see, when the world stops turning, you can turn to me. And if you feel your problems weigh you down, I will help you carry the weight. Just call me anytime.